Hey everybody, welcome back to the weekly Shakedown. We have a lot to cover this week. EA won't let BioWare make a new Knights of the Old Republic. Life is Strange 2 came out with a brand new episode. Anthem demo has been released. League of Legends has released a new character. And Resident Evil 2 came out. Starting off with your $60 loading screen, we have Anthem, EA's brand new third-person shooter, which looks promising. The server has been plagued with problems, but when you can finally get in, you're greeted with more loading screens. I was planning on showing you gameplay footage, but so in its place, I'm going to show you the cinematic trailer and some Doom gameplay. Anthem is a third-person shooter heavily based on movements. I've heard it be compared to more of Warframe than of Destiny. Of course, the biggest issue with the game so far is the select few will only be able to play due to the servers being permanently borked at the moment. No one is going to argue that Anthem isn't one of the most visually stunning games to date. The Frostbite engine proves to hold up against the test of time with constant updates. With almost full control of where to go, the game is sure to drop a few draws, especially when you're flying overhead like Tony Stark in your own personal Iron Man suit, also known as a Javelin. The game's gunplay seems satisfying, and overall enemy toughness is exactly what you would expect from a third-person bullet sponge game. Be ready to kill enemies with an array of rockets and bullets. Anthem does seem to creep towards Destiny from what I've heard and what I've personally seen from gameplay footage. The powers and such do seem to be Destiny-esque. Although this is a demo and not a beta, I'm sure there is more to come, and hopefully EA doesn't bleed this company dry if it does flop. EA might end up closing this company like they did with Visceral. One of the more concerning things about the game is the in-game microtransactions. We haven't even launched and you can currently buy cosmetics. This could be either work really great, or they're just going to EA it up and completely annihilate all of BioWare's hard work. Moving on from Anthem, Life is Strange 2 has come out with a brand new episode with a creepy horror vibe coming from their live-action trailer. I can honestly say I'm excited to see what twists and turns we go through. I know that Life is Strange 1 is an emotional roller coaster, and I hope that Life is Strange 2 can fill those shoes and to be just as good as the first when it's fully done. League of Legends' new character, Silas the Unshackled. He's the 143rd champion Riot has managed to come up with. Silas is a revolutionary who steals enemies' ability and uses them for himself. One of my favorite quotes that he has is, he says, "Call it a redistribution of magic." Going on to his abilities, Silas has a passive, which is an AoE change that forms around him after he uses an ability, and is triggered when he performs an auto attack. His Q is Chain Lash, which wraps an enemy in chains and causes them to be slowed, and as well does damage, and after a brief moment, the chains will do additional magic damage and cause the enemy to be slowed for 50%. His W is called Kingslayer. It's a small dash, which does damage, and heals Silas. However, if Silas is low health, the heal is increased, but if the enemy is low health, the damage is increased, making it an impromptu execute, and valuable in any 1v1 situation. His Q is Abscond/Abduct, which is a two-part ability. The first part allows him to dash forward and shield himself. The second part is for a short time after casting it, he whips out his chains and stuns the opponent, and pulling himself towards the first enemy hit. His R is his ultimate, and it's called Hijack, and for good reason. It allows him to use an enemy's ultimate just by clicking on them. The only stipulation is that there's a cooldown for that who he can steal from, so if he steals someone's ultimate, he has to wait a few moments before he can steal that same ultimate. Resident Evil 2 has come out, and I've only heard positive things. The game is absolutely flourishing and is making waves throughout the video game community, being praised as the golden standard for how a remake should be. Hopefully Square Enix will take a page from Capcom and make a Final Fantasy VII what the people want. What's your opinion on the Resident Evil 2? I personally have never been into the Resident Evil games, but I know tons of people who are, and I can see why someone would be able to get into the game series, with its incredibly deep lore and groundbreaking gameplay. For a lot of people, it was their first time playing the survival horror genre, and I can totally respect that. Thank you all for watching my video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I know I didn't talk about the EA and Knights of the Old Republic debacle, but that's just gonna end up with me ranting. If you want to hear me rant, then by all means, let me know in the comment section, and I will make a separate video on it.